Hello, world history students. This is Mrs. Politsky, and I have the remaining of your notes for Southeast Asia, Chapter 30, Section 4, The Rise of Pacific Rim Economies. So let's begin. The Philippines gained their independence from the United States in 1946. This was after a period of time, starting around 1898, when the United States participated in the Spanish-American War. That is when we gained the Philippines as a territory. And after World War II, the Philippines had been targeted by the Japanese, and the Filipino people, for the most part, had fought very valiantly against the Japanese. One of the things that we did in return is to give them their independence. So by the early 1970s, President Ferdinand Marcos, who you see pictured below, became an authoritarian dictator who imposed martial law, which is like a series of curfews that restrict your movements, and arrested his opponents, anybody who spoke out against him, and stole millions of dollars from the nation. Marcos, even though he was authoritarian, he did have some stability as far as how he ran his nation, but at the same time, the people suffered, and that becomes the problem. So, in the early 1980s, Ben Aquino was a rival of Marcos, and he was assassinated. And in 1986, Marcos allowed for elections. And Corazon Aquino, who was Ben Aquino's wife, ran against him and won. She was elected president. And you can see her pictured below. One of the things that was kind of interesting about her race is that she always appeared in the color yellow. And I don't know if that was her husband's favorite color, but that became kind of the trademark of her campaign. Aquino and other leaders have struggled over the years to return the Philippines to a democracy. On a side note, Imelda Marcos, who was Ferdinand Marcos's wife, became kind of a political celebrity, if you want to call it that. The Marcoses, at some point in time, are ousted from the Philippines, and the people kind of storm their presidential residence, and what they find are thousands upon thousands of shoes, hence the telephone that she has in her hand that is shaped like a high-heeled shoe. What's interesting is the Marcoses sought asylum in the United States and actually spent a good portion of the remaining years of their life in the state of Hawaii. Thank you very much.